So we just witnessed Youngboy shut down Atlanta. He took over. He performed I Hate Youngboy, brought a little TIMM out, right? But now I didn't really see no major violence. Now I'm not sure if any occurred, but nothing really stood out for us like people lost their life and stuff like that because we'll be reporting on it, right? But they canceled the second show. And, a lot of people saying Atlanta rappers made phone calls by Youngboy performing I Hate Youngboy, which it is a diss towards King Von. But that really wouldn't piss people off in Atlanta or the artist because he from Chicago. He lost his life there, but he ain't got no ties there. But he is dissing Lil Baby and Gucci and maybe some other artists that's in Atlanta that's respected in Atlanta. Yeah, like to witness if you Gucci Man, Lil Baby, and whoever else may take offense to that song, to witness an artist from Louisiana come there and you hear your people repeating the lyrics of them dissing you, you seeing how your city turned against you. Yeah. Why wouldn't you make a phone call and get that counsel? Or maybe not. Maybe you ain't tripping because that's how fans do. Just like with the Dolph and Gucci, Dolph and Yo Gotti situation. Black Youngster get a lot of backlash online by Young Dolph fans, but in real life, he'll perform even after Dolph passed away. He still performed. Who gonna say something? Who gonna say something? Let's up, let it break, huh? And we never heard boo or nobody rush the stage. Gotti don't get no boos. Now when Dolph was alive, Dolph would get on stage, he'll perform, play with your, don't play with me, play with your. The crowd will go crazy. That same crowd will go crazy for Black Youngster and Yo Gotti, separate times. So we didn't seen this before. That's how fans do, right? So you do got where the artist can call, they label can call, street guys in the city can call. You got that, but you also got what Sadie Nash. Shout out to him. Y'all go subscribe to him. What he was pushing is Thanis Willis. She stepped in and had it shut down because she don't like that slime movement. Make America slime again when she just went against the slime with Young Thug and them. You can also add in the violence that it could bring. Like I say, I don't know if violence occurred. Maybe a lot of fights, maybe a lot of car break-ins, maybe crime, violence happened in the surrounding areas. So say they disperse from the concert, but then when they go to this gas station, it's shooting. When they go to this club, it's violence based off them coming from the concert. Because it's a lot of hoods coming out. It's a lot of, you know, the people that robbed you a year ago, they may pop out for this concert. They may live in Decatur, Savannah. They may pull up to this joint. You may bump into them. And now, you know what I'm saying? The after parties may bring the violence. But it stemmed from the NBA Youngboy concert. You just got turned. There's a lot of dark energy. Got pumped up. Yeah, bringing the evil out the city. But whatever took place, they got it done. They got it done. So we understand when Chicago canceled the show. We understand what could have took place. But Atlanta, like, now it's more so like some real hate shit. Now we know the violence can occur in Chicago, but with Atlanta and one show already went successful, I don't get it. Then New Orleans, they people step up and say his show's gonna get canceled down there. He got 2 dates, and yeah, they canceling them shows because the violence that could occur and take place. See, NOPD know they city is a real demonic, violent city. So they know a guy like him will really bring the evil out. It's a lot of wards that's beefing. And then you got Baton Rouge, they're gonna pull up. You got the surrounding Streetport, you got all these surrounding cities that's violent, that's gonna pull up. They got beef with dudes in New Orleans. They got beef with other cities, other sides, other wars. A lot of robbing, a lot of murder beefs. You can put all them in one building. See, and that's the only con when it comes to Youngboy shows. Youngboy don't have no mixed crowd. All the YNs, all the demons, all the gangsters, all the body snatchers, that's who pop out. That's who in the crowd. All the ratchet females. So any type of beef drama that's going on in the streets, in the urban communities, gonna be in that building. It ain't a whole bunch of white people and a whole bunch of Mexicans and a whole bunch of just other different races. It's straight black gangsters from the female side to the men's side, and the ones who finna jump off the porch. So they had to put so many cops, from what Buddy's saying, on overtime pay that Youngboy and them ain't gonna cover. And they don't want to do that. They don't want to pay 400, 300 to 400 different cops overtime pay. That's too much. And they got to really patrol the city, patrol the area, patrol downtown, just all over the city. There's too many people on payroll at one time. And they just feel like they know in their heart from the history of situations like this that people are going to lose their life. They don't care about how many people they can pull over and find guns and stuff like that, or people they can find as wanted. They know innocent people are going to lose their life or get hurt, get robbed. Not including the car break-ins and little crimes like that. Not including the crimes that's going to happen at the after parties, at the gas stations, at restaurants. So they like, man, we can't have this.
Hey, New Orleans, JP here. Didn't think we'd have so many videos this week, but a lot's happening. This is going to be a very interesting video because my old ass is going to talk about NBA Youngboy. I'm going to talk about NOPD. I'm going to talk about ASM Global and Legends and their merger, and it's all going to make sense when I put it all together. So, as you know, we have a massive spiraling deficit, and a large part of that deficit is overtime, particularly with the New Orleans Police Department. Well, how does that relate to NBA Youngboy and ASM Global and Legends and their merger? Here's the issue. This Sunday and Monday, NBA Youngboy is coming to New Orleans. Now, why does that matter to us? Here's the issue. NBA Youngboy's concerts are controversial. And not controversial in that, like, he says controversial things. They're controversial in that people get shot in them or beat up inside of them, or there's violence outside of them. This is not like a allegedly situation. This is a fact. It is so commonplace that there are shootings and violence at these concerts that both Detroit and Chicago have canceled said concerts. Now here's where New Orleans comes in. Our New Orleans Police Department, like every police department, has an intelligence unit that studies what's going on with the criminal element and what chatter is going on around it. And they are very concerned about the NBA Youngboy concert. So concerned that even before the concert went forward this weekend, they notified Louisiana Stadium Exposition District, also known as LSED, that manages the Superdome and Smoothie King Center, in particular notified ASM Global that, this is like a really dangerous thing that could have very unforeseen consequences. Now, the response from ASM Global was, we'll hire some security inside, it'll be fine. NOPD's response was, you don't get what we're saying. There is such a propensity for violence around these concerts that is so, not an if but a when, that we are concerned we'll have to activate the department to be around the downtown area to protect citizens and revelers. Now, what NOPD did, which is reasonable, is they said, hey, will you guys help fund the cost of activating the department for these 2 days? Hell, 1 day. Because an activation means they're going to have to get 400 to 450 officers on overtime for these 2 days because of this concert. ASM Global declined. NOPD said, can you cancel this concert? ASM Global declined. Wait, no, I'm wrong. They said, hey, we won't cancel, but if you send a letter to the promoter making us cancel, you can get it that way. That was an attempt to have the NOPD and city cancel the concert so the promoter would sue the city versus suing ASM. Now, why is this all important? One, we are in a deficit and a budget crisis because of police overtime. There are instances in which the NOPD must protect us and do overtime to make sure people are safe. This weekend, NOPD is going to have to be activated for Sunday and Monday because of a decision by ASM Global. Now, let me explain to you further why this is really, really stupid. Below, you're going to see some numbers. Chris Brown is playing on Friday and I think Saturday night. Hotel occupancy, which is how we in the state get our money from these kind of events, will be around 80% Friday, Saturday. For Sunday and Monday during NBA Youngboy's concerts, occupancy falls out the bottom of the basement at less than 50%. Less than 50%. What that means is the revenue that will be generated for the state and the city will not begin to cover how much we're going to have to spend to protect the public and the concert goers. Now, what you're thinking is, well, what the hell? How does that make sense? Well, here's how it makes sense. ASM Global and Legends are both a management company and a catering company. Legends recently pushed out Sodexo Marriott to replace it at all of the LSD facilities, the Superdome and the Smoothie King Center. Here's the deal. ASM Global and Legends have merged into one company. So, having revelers who come into a concert who are going to buy overpriced beer and overpriced food and buy concert tickets, that helps the bottom line of the company managing the Smoothie King Center, as well as the double dip of the catering company that is also their catering company that's making money off people going there. Now, does that begin to cover the cost that you as taxpayers are paying to make sure the people that they're making money off don't do things that can endanger the public? Not at all. I guess the point I'm making is, as we look at events that are coming to the city, it is important that if we are going to have a good relationship with the Louisiana Stadium Exposition District, a state facility run by a state board, there has to be a conversation as to whether something that's good for their bottom line is good for the city's bottom line. There needs to be a conversation as to whether it is worth it to have a concert which isn't even filling hotel rooms, that the NOPD has significant concerns about public safety, if it's worth putting our citizens, our police officers, everyone at risk so that a company managing the Smoothie King Center can make a buck. I mean, think about that. This activation is going to make our deficit worse, and the revenue generated from it will not cover the cost by any stretch of the imagination. It's really important that as we move forward as a city, talking to the state, that we have a revisit on really what do these events mean for the city and the state? And should we all be shouldering the cost and the risk just so a multi-state company can make an extra buck? Also, I'd also like to note that Sodexo Marriott, who used to be the caterer for the LSD facilities, had a union contract. This new company is kind of dragging their feet on that.
Now, next time Youngboy do a tour, he'll know like how to come about it. Like, okay, we got to have a budget for police funding. If we have a separate budget for police funding, a lot of these shows won't get canceled because now there's no excuse. If we ain't gonna take that approach, then Youngboy had to step his game up and do what he need to do to get overseas. You go overseas, you ain't gonna have these problems. They ain't gonna cancel no shows. Then you look at the cities that did allow you in America to perform and everything was smooth and they'll bring you back and you would just add them again. So it's different ways to get the bag. Like it ain't over with. It just, I know a New Orleans one that I heard him because he want to perform in Louisiana. Or maybe he don't care. But online he got a show like that. But yeah, he definitely shut down Atlanta, walked down on everybody. So doing it back to back would have been crazy. Doing it back, a lot of artists don't do it back to back. He doing it back to back. Gonna sell out every time. So yeah, Youngboy is the biggest rapper right now. He is. As far as like gangster, now you got Drake and Kendrick. That's a different level. But we're talking about gangster rapper. Youngboy the biggest. Yeah, Youngboy the biggest. And like these other guys, not even close. I'm talking about the vets, Jeezy, Future, 21 Savage, Lil Baby, Gucci, whoever you want to name. Icewell, Money Man, anybody you want to name. They're not even close to what the impact Youngboy got. Yeah, some of these artists can fill up arenas, but the impact, like they ain't got it like that. I'm telling you, they don't got it like that. So for right now, Youngboy do got the crown of the king of the streets. See, New Orleans, the city of New Orleans, they don't want that blood on their hands, and they could have prevented this. Because where's Youngboy? If all these people lose their life or people get hurt, and all these families get to coming down there cussing them out and saying they ain't doing their job, where Youngboy at then? And they got to pay for all these cops to be on overtime. They like, man, we ain't finna, nah, not this time. Maybe if they see Youngboy mature more, bring different type of music, then yeah, let the hype die down with this I hate Youngboy campaign and beefing with Lil Durk and them. Maybe if Lil Durk really get a lot of prison time and his years on end and he ain't really on that, he making different music, it'll be a different type of energy. Maybe that's what they saying. But right now, a lot of times Chief Keef and other artists from Chicago, Dirt and them, they couldn't perform. They got they show canceled. And then years on down, they said you can perform now. So maybe that's what it is with Youngboy. You know, this is why you gotta have your money up. And if you live in a rough city where it's violent, you gotta have your money up so you can go to the next state over. So they shut it down in Louisiana. You need to be able to fly to Dallas. Your favorite artist, NFL fans, they'll go. If you're a Carolina Panther fan and they playing a team in Philly, the Eagles, you'll fly to the Eagles. You'll fly to Detroit. Real fans, they'll travel with their team. So you gotta have your money right. Make sure you ain't spending your last on this right here. But yeah, it only piss you off when you can't just up and get on the plane and get hotels and rental cars. And it'll cost you some more racks. Yeah, it'll cost you some more racks, man. Um, yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't know. Now, so far, every time they cancel the show, Youngboy still be getting paid. He still be getting paid. So yeah, it'd be even more dangerous if Youngboy go to certain clubs and certain cities. It'd be even more dangerous, especially more so for Youngboy. And it could be he on the up, like he don't be no victim, but for like law enforcement. Because I told you, Youngboy push off the image where he only recognize disrespect. He only recognize dark energy. You show him love, he'll just walk past. You want pictures and all that, he'll just, you disrespect him, you'll get his attention. So some dude be fans and disrespect him just to get his attention, just for Youngboy to look at him. Some people want that for Youngboy to look at him, address him, acknowledge him. So they'll, do what they need to do, disrespectful wise. But yeah, man, like It is what it is, though, man. Youngboy going crazy on tour. He done made over 20 million so far. He probably getting a million a show. Yeah, so everything's still a success. Yeah, it been violence at a lot of shows. That's the only thing that hurt Youngboy. But people be already beefing, and then you can fall out with somebody in the club. But when you bring nothing but the urban community out and just gangsters out, yeah, shit can go down based off stepping on my shoe or whatever they doing to somebody in the club, bumping them, um, sitting in somebody's seat, not saying excuse me. A lot of shit that can start fights, fallouts, and stuff like that. So it is what it is. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Follow me on IG, _gang_spitter. Donate to the channel, $ the gang spitter. He was with him. Subscribe to my He Was With Him channel too. And hit that link for the Eli credit repair in the comments. If not, if you're going to see it there, come to my DM. Go.